Hi, everybody. It's Lee Caraher, and this is Everything Speaks, where we talk about how everything you do and say speaks for you, if you want it to or not. And today we're talking about the similarities between talking to AI and talking to humans. So if your inbox or social media feed is anything like mine, it is full of emails and videos and posts about how to make AI work for you. Messages, hacks, courses for $19. And, it's overwhelming. And it is true that AI is here and we should be using it to help us, not replace us. Help us, not replace us. And I've been at Double Forte, we've been working on our guidelines for using AI, our policies, all the stuff. So this has been a deep dive for me and my staff over the last 4 months to make sure we have the right systems, guardrails, that we know how to use the stuff, etc. And really what is so ironic is that what works for prompting LLMs is what works for working with humans. I'm just going to tell you, it's the same thing. The better the input, the better the output. No matter who you're talking to or what you're delegating to, a person or a computer, garbage in, garbage out. So the better you are at providing context, direction, boundaries, and purpose, the better your output's going to be, whether or not it's a human or if it's AI, which we can talk about that irony later. So let's just talk about what that means, right? So bottom line, being clear works for humans too. We're spending so much time trying to figure out how to use AI best that we don't want to forget that we're all humans and that we need to make sure we're also focused on how to work with humans as well. And the lessons that we're learning in AI prompting are one-to-one applicable to working with humans. So let's talk about a few of them. 1, clear prompts equal better results for AI and people. Let's start with the basics. We'll just talk about ChatGPT. We could be using Claude or Perplexity or, name a tool. But if you ask ChatGPT, write something about customer service, you're going to get something you cannot use. It's going to be vague. It's going to be generic. It's going to pull from the world, making its best guess based on what you've done before. It may not be at all relevant to what you're doing. But if you say, write a 100-word email from a customer support rep to a frustrated consumer or customer whose package was delayed, sound warm, take responsibility, and offer a solution, now your output is going to get sharp. It's going to be on point. It's going to be useful. It's not going to be done. You're still going to have to interact with it. Don't use what it just generates for you. Take what it generates for you and tailor it and customize it and fix it, because it will not be 100% correct. But you will have a great head start as opposed to whatever write something about customer service. God only knows what you're going to get. And the same thing works for people, right? If you tell your colleague at work, can you just look into this? What are they looking into? Are they looking into what happens on a Thursday at 2:00? Are they looking into what the results were? Are they looking into what color it is? What are they looking at, right? So it's foggy. What are you asking for? A recommendation? Just, the state of rice in China? What are you asking for? So if you say something like, can you read through this proposal and tell me if this timeline feels realistic, especially based on, milestones in Q4 or whatever, same person, same topic that you meant to it, hugely different results, because now they know what they want you to do. They know what you want them to do. You want to read for the proposal. Is it realistic? Given what we're going to have going on Q4, can we get this done or not? Do we need to adjust it? Oh my gosh, something to use. Now, maybe they give you back something that is not totally done, but it is so much closer than look into this, will ya? Right? Same person, same topic, different results. Clarity isn't just efficient, it's kind as well, because you're not letting that person flounder. I've said this before, I'll say it again. Don't make somebody be wrong because you were bad at delegating. It's your responsibility. Let's talk about number 2, context. Context, which, as you know, is King Kong in my worlds, helps both LLM models and humans think better. So for your AI input, the LLM loves context. So if you say to it, help me write a tweet, God only knows what you're going to get. It could be about the price of eggs. It could be about the rain in Wisconsin. It could be about Golden Gate Bridge. God only knows, right? But if you say in your prompt box, help me write a tweet for my nonprofits fundraiser, or we're having a big event to raise money for the food bank. We need to drive 900 pounds of food and $10,000 of donations, and I want it to feel hopeful, not desperate. Well, now your model has something to work with, right? And that's the same thing with your human teammate. If you ask someone to make a flyer for your event, they'll probably do it, but they may pull from nothing, right? Go to make a big guess. It will be a big guess. And some people might just freeze in that situation. Other people will be so frustrated, and they'll tell you. Other people will be like, oh, whatever, right? Too many possibilities. Don't give people too many possibilities when you're giving direction. But if you say, can you design a one-page flyer for the fall food drive fundraiser? It's for families, so it needs to be family friendly. Let's use our brand colors and images from the venue. Make sure that it's well done so that it's easy to read and easy to pop off a bulletin board. And make sure you put a QR code in there for registration or for more information. Now you've given them a runway. Boom, you're going to get what you need. And if you don't get exactly what you need, you're going to get something much closer to what you need than if you just say, hey, make a flyer, will you? So don't hoard the context. Don't just keep it in your brain. Share the context. You're helping people do better work every single time. And you might be saying, oh, they should just know. Well, should the computer know what you want? If the computer doesn't know what you want, the human doesn't know what you want. Just going to say it. Number 3, the format matters. The format matters in prompting and with humans, right? So if you ever try to get a bulleted list out of ChatGPT, but forget to ask for one, if you want a list of bullets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, give me 10 numbered, but you don't tell it you want a list, it's going to give you a paragraph or multiple paragraphs. Same with people. If you need a list, you need to tell people you need a list, right? Want a summary? Say a summary. Want a visual? Say a visual. Want a headline and a subhead? Say that. Want a list? Say a list. An example might be, can you send me your notes from the meeting? You get a brain dump. But if you say, send me 3 bullets on what you agree to do next from the meeting and who owns these action, now you get traction. Now you get what you wanted and you can move forward. Number 4, constraints actually improve creativity. So you've ever been in brainstorm and you're like, what do you think? What do you think about the color yellow? What should we do with the color of yellow? And it's all over the map where your ideation, you got ideas about bananas, you got ideas about the sun, you got ideas about gold versus bright yellow. I mean, oh my God, it's all over the map. And then you have to take things off your board. Now, always in brainstorming and ideation sessions, you're going to take stuff off the board, but make it hard. Your best ideas come when you can take good options off the board, not when you take crap off the board, right? So sometimes we think, it's freedom is going to give you the best results. And I would say probably not. In being creative to a purpose is more important than just being creative. This is not, Pollock with paint spots. We're talking about ideas on campaigns and ideas on themes and ideas on art and, not art, but on graphics and all that kind of stuff. So write whatever you want. Well, it's awesome if you are the author of your own novel, right? But that doesn't usually happen in the workplace. But it can be totally anxiety producing for people and totally, garbage producing for AI. So instead of just saying, write what you want, how about write a 250-word story about a time you solved a hard problem, but you can't use the word I. Or you can say, give me 25 ideas. That's too many ideas. Give me 10 ideas for a campaign to launch a blue staple that disintegrates over time. I don't know, I'm making it up. For children going back to school this year in Iowa. I mean, whatever the constraints are to your program, give them the constraints to your program. And you're going to get something you can use, right? Think about a designer. Do whatever looks good. And I have this, on our graphic designers at Double Forte, I have learned, how about this? Can you just give me a logo for such and such? Oh my God. First of all, I might get the passive aggressive. Here are 95 options, Lee. Or I might get the rolled eyes icon in my Slack, which says, a little more, please. How about a little more help, please? A little more juice, right? So learning how to give direction to creatives is super important so they can actually do what you need them to do. Same thing with AI. If you say design a 6x9 postcard using the brand colors and it has to work for print and email, then you're going to get something you can use that it stretches, that it will pop. It'll be creative. It'll be useful, right? Limits don't block us in this situation. They focus us. And as you know, focus is our friend. The other piece is, we should not trust what ChatGPT or Perplexity or Claude or, whatever, name your tool, just generates for us. At the bottom of every generation, it says, this could be wrong, right? But when you prompt clearly, ChatGPT gives you more of what you want and you trust it more and then you use it more. As long as you want to keep that human interaction, always question it. Just don't copy and paste. It's not going to work for you for a lot of reasons. And the same thing is true, right? For people. If you give direction consistently clear, consistently with the deadline, with the focus, with the boundaries, with the purpose, with the deadlines, all the stuff, your team's not going to second guess you. And if they don't second guess you, they're not going to waste time and they're not going to waste your time and you're going to get what you need. Right? And they start delivering faster and they just start delivering better and they start surpassing your expectations and your relationship deepens and improves, right? Because clarity, I've said this before, I will say it again because repetition helps us all. Clarity signals respect. I'm going to say that again. Clarity signals respect. You're saying when you are clear and you give great direction, you're saying, I care enough about your time and your thinking and your workforce and your day and everything to be specific. And that kind of leadership, whether it's being a manager and employee, a coach and a player, a founder and a fundraiser, whatever you're doing, builds alignment and trust over time. And if you're giving that clarity to your LLMs, you're going to get better work that you can use more of over time as well. So what does it mean for us? The next time you're about to sign something, ask yourself, am I being specific about the outcome? Have I shared the context? Did I give the format that they'll need to deliver it in? Did I use useful constraints? Will they leave this conversation knowing exactly what done looks like or what the finished product needs to accomplish? That's not micromanagement. That's actually good prompting. And people like AI, LLMs, do better work when they're clear, when we prompt them better, when we give them better result, better inputs. So it's ironic, but everything we're learning about how to prompt AI is actually equally, if not more valuable in working with people. Because everything you say and do speaks for you with other people and apparently with technology. All right, everybody, be clear, prompt well. Till next time, I'm Lee Caraher, and this is Everything Speaks.